Okay. Hey everyone. My tablet's a little darker than my phone. So I'm recording actually on my tablet and on my phone also, just to see which one actually works better, and then my phone may end up dying. So if it dies, then I'll be uploading the tablet one, which may be a bit darker than the one on my phone. So anyway, a couple days ago, I had posted a picture of inside the Travel CNA group and stuff, and I had a lot of people ask me like, how did I get into doing Travel CNA? Because a lot of people want to do it, but they don't know like really how to start to do it. So I posted up a picture of my luggage I had got, and I'm gonna explain about the luggage also and stuff. But I want to explain first how I got into it. So I have been doing agency, and I'll explain what agency is versus what contract is in a minute. So I've been doing agency for about 3.5 years. I started like in 2000, November of 2015, and I heard about it through a friend. We were sitting on the couch or whatever, and he had got a call from his cousin who had just got off of work, long story short and stuff. And I was like, oh, is that XYZ? And he was like, yeah, I think she's getting ready to like quit her job or something. I was like, oh, okay, what does she do? Because I know that at the time we were all doing the same thing. He was like, she does this thing where she goes inside different nursing homes and they're short staffed. So I was like, what is that? Like, what is that? You know what I mean? And stuff. I said, so she's their staff, like what is it? So he explained it to me and this and that, and he was like, she doesn't really like it. And at the time I was working in a facility, and I was so depressed being in that facility because, as we all know, when you work inside of a facility, a lot of times you don't make the wages that you feel like that. What's the word I'm looking for? That you're supposed to be making. You know what I mean? The quality, like the type of worker you are and the type of work that you do, you're not making the amount of money that you should be making. So I was really depressed. I really did not like it there. I was highly unsatisfied with it, and my tablet just went out. So good, my phone is still going. So anyway, so I had kind of asked him about it. He gave me some information about it, and I didn't really pay it no attention. But then later on, I got to work, and I think probably somebody like pissed me off. I think I remember that somebody had pissed me off, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna look into this and see what it's about. So I ended up like Googling it and stuff, the agency that he had told me about and stuff. And I ended up Googling it, and I looked into it. I applied for it right off my phone. And then I had ended up calling the local office that was in my area and stuff. And the lady, the recruiter, was just like, yeah, you know, you just got to send in this document, and we're going to send you these like tests you have to do. Because one thing about being an agency like CNA is that you have to know your stuff. You know, that's why a lot of people, like I hear so many people who like, it's actually interesting. I've been doing CNA since about 2000. I became certified in 2011. And I hear some new aides come up out of like, out of their CNA class, and they're like, okay, I want to do agency. No, that's not how it works. You have to be a CNA for at least a year because they want to know that you know your stuff. You know, I don't want to say we because I'm not a recruiter, but you don't want somebody coming inside of your facility who has no idea how to give a bed bath, how to even change an occupied bed or whatever, because at the end of the day, you're not helping the facility. You're actually taking from the facility, because that means that this facility is already short staffed. That's what agency is. A lot of times these facilities, and I know I'm kind of talking all over, a lot of these facilities are like short staffed, so they call agency in and they're like, hey, we need help. So can you imagine if you get a new CNA or new med tech, which I'm going to explain it to because I am now a new med tech, but can you imagine getting a new CNA in the building and they don't know how to give a shower, they don't know how to do a proper transfer, they don't know how to make an occupied bed, which is like a big deal because you have some residents that are like bed bound and stuff, and here this CNA, straight, you know, young CNA, even older CNAs, whatever, who's never been a CNA before, and here they want to do agency. No, it's not going to work. So whenever you do agency, please keep in mind that you have to be a CNA for at least a year. And I think that a lot of people want to do it because they know that the amount of money that people make while doing agency and stuff, they think it's like, oh, it's just like this really good money, which in reality, it is good money, but I will tell you that you can be DNR'd from certain facilities if you do not know your job, if you're not a good aide, and you're not on top of your stuff. You know what I'm saying? So if you are a new CNA who wants to get into this whole like travel CNA, take some time out, take about a year, you know, depending on how focused and driven you are, take 6 months and really learn some tips and tricks. Like there's some CNAs that I see and it about drives me insane. No offense to anybody, that if a resident goes to the bathroom on themselves or whatever the case may be, you know, let's say they don't soil their clothes or whatever, they'll take off all their clothes, all their shoes, all their socks just to change them. You don't have to do all of that. You know, there's tips and tricks that, you know, us veteran CNAs knows as far as being able to weave that depend through the pants and this and that just to get them, you know, going. Because why? A lot of times you have about 10 to 12 residents that you got to care for. You know what I'm saying? And then you may have that CNA that's sneaking off the floor. We all know this, you know, sneaking off the floor. So not only are you trying to take care of your 10 to 12 residents, you're also trying to answer call. Like you got your nurse. Hey, can I get a urine sample? Hey, can I get a possible, you know, we're all CNAs, a possible C. diff sample? You know, hey, I need a blood pressure on this person and this and that. You know what I'm saying? So you're constantly running. So don't think that you just have your 10 to 12 residents just to worry about and nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So take time out, learn routine, and then get into travel CNAs. So going back. And so that's just a little trip because I'm telling you, there are some agencies out here that will let new CNAs do agency. And I'm telling you, you're gonna stress yourself out if you do not learn a routine. So anyway, I'm trying to think. Going back about how I got into it. So, like I said, friend told me about it. Recruiter, I filled out the application on my phone. Recruiter contacted me. And I think I went out on my first, I can't remember where my first place of going was though. And so one thing that I have to tell you guys is I am per diem. I'm not contract, and I don't want to be contract. I don't have a desire to be contract, because one thing, and a lot of people try to figure out what is per diem versus what is contract. Per diem is exactly what it is. You work clearly when you want to work. You know what I'm saying? We have an app on our phone. We go in, it can say, I don't know, what's that nursing home off of Golden Girls? Shady Pines. Let's say Shady Pines. So Shady Pines, they need a CNA from 6 to 2. Tomorrow, I'll go in my app, I'll pick it up. And then let's say Cedar Village. I'm just going to make some names up. Cedar Village needs a CNA on Wednesday from 2 to 10. Okay, I'm going to go in and pick it up. It just all depends. When you go in your app, you add your availability in, and it can be 6 to 2, 2 to 10, it can be 10 to 6, 7 to 3, just whatever. It's all variables of shifts and stuff though. And so you just go in and you put your availability. So if I'm only available tomorrow from 6 to 2, because say, you know, I don't know if there's any moms in here, especially single moms in here. Let's say your kids have an after school activity or, you know, something going on and stuff. You know, I'm only available from 6 to 2, 7 to 3. I can work that morning shift, but I can't go the evening. So I'm only going to pick up the morning shift. I'm not obligated to do the evening shift. And another thing with agency is, I will say this, you are not obligated to stay over. A lot of facilities can mandate their staff, but they cannot mandate agency. You know what I'm saying? Because technically, I'm gonna scoot back some. Technically, we are not their staff. We are there to help them, and that is it. Yes, you can be nice and you can stay over depending on your agency. Some agencies do not allow people to go into overtime. I'm trying to think. The couple agencies that I work for, which I'm not gonna name them and stuff because I'm just not going to, but if you want to ask me about it, if you want to inbox me, and I will tell you what agencies I do work for, but I'm not going to put them out there because I'm not being paid to advertise anybody. And if I'm not being paid to advertise anybody, I'm not putting anything out there. So if you want to know, I will inbox you, and whatever you choose to do is what you choose to do. So, and then also another thing, but I'll get back to that anyway. But so I'm trying to think, where was I at? I'm trying to think, like, it's really interesting. Like, you're not their staff, but if you want to be nice and you want to stay over, you can stay over as long as your agency approves that. The agencies that I work for, because I work for 4, but I only actively use 3. At the moment, I'm only actively using 2. right now. But the other two, I just have them on ice just in case. That's the thing about agency, and I'll get to that too. I know I'm jumping around. The thing about agency is, like, when I meet people that only work one agency, I'm like, how in the heck do you pay your bills? How in the heck?
Choose any one of these sandwiches, plus nuggets, fries, and a drink for just $4. You'll wonder why you ever settled for less.
How in the heck do you pay your bills with just one agency? There is no way. You know what I'm saying? Because let's say, like, one of the things about agency is, and when you get into this game, learn which agency's really popping out here. And anybody that messages me, I'll tell you what agency is popping. I will tell you what agency has contracts all over the United States and everything. Though there's one agency in particular that I will never ever in life mess up with. I would never ever in life mess up with, because this agency is like literally owns every single thing in every single state. They have contracts everywhere. So you can move out, because, you know, like me, I'm 32 years old and stuff. Like, even though I don't have a plan to ever move out of Illinois, the Midwest area though, but I'm just saying, like, if I ever, like, sometimes people get married and, you know, you move out of town and this and that though, you know what I'm saying? Or you move across country or whatever, not country, but you move across state and this and that. So you always have a job with this company, because this company has literally every single state, and it's crazy. So anyway, long story short is, if you ever get with agency, make sure you have at least three's better up under your belt. And I say that because, let's say that you work for I don't know, I'm just gonna make up an agency. Let's say you work for Gator Healthcare Staffing, and Gator Healthcare Staffing, it's a little slow right now. You know, it's holiday time, it's a little slow and this and that, and you want to go to Shady Pines facility. Shady Pines facility doesn't have any staff. Why? Because all their PRN people have picked up all the hours. So you're like, dang, I don't have no hours. What am I going to do? I got to buy Christmas gifts. Not on top of that, you know, I got to buy, you know, I got to pay my bills. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, I just need some money. I need whatever. So then you're like, oh my God, I don't have any money. What am I going to do? This agency this week, they don't have any hours for me to pick up. I can't work the 2 to 10 shift. I can't work the night shift. I can only work days. So what am I going to do? So you jump over to your other agency. So you work for, I don't know, what is this called? You work for Coconut Staffing, and Coconut Staffing has Cedar Pants. I don't know what you want to call it. I'm just looking around stuff in the house. And they have Cedar Pants facility needs a CNA from 6 to 2, you know, or 2 to 10, whatever you can work. So you have the option of being able to work for you have that option, because the other facility did not have what you need. So that's why I'm saying it's better for you to get with multiple agencies, because not all agencies have the same facility. So let's say that you live in I don't know, I've been watching Golden Girls a lot, so everything kind of resonates with Golden Girls. So let's say you live in St. Olaf, Illinois, okay? And let's say that the, what is it called? What do we call it? Gator Staffing has a contract with XYZ nursing and rehab. But family healthcare agency does not have a contract. Also has they do not have a contract with the other nursing home across town. You know what I'm saying? So you can kind of switch hats. You can work one day for Gator. You can work for Gator Staffing at XYZ facility, and then you can switch hats and go over across town and work your other agency who does not have that same contract, like Gator Staffing or whatever. They don't have the contract with the facility across town. If that makes any sense, what I'm trying to say, it would be so much easier if I could use the names of these agencies and actually use some real nursing homes and assisted livings, because it would make so much more sense what I'm trying to say. But because I'm trying to make up names as I go, it kind of makes it a little bit harder. So that's one of the things that I love to do. So I work for, like I said, I work for Gator Healthcare, and I go to this facility, this one facility, like all the time. I'm just gonna say I go to this one facility all the time, but sometimes, they don't need anybody this weekend, or they don't need a CNA or whatever the case may be and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, well, let me switch over to family. Let me see if my other agency, family healthcare staffing, if they need somebody. So then I find out, okay, family healthcare staffing needs a CNA. So I'm able, so do you see how, like, I'm never out of work? Also, another tip is I live in Illinois, which is about, I live in Illinois, but I live on the edge of Illinois, which is like 30 minutes outside of St. Louis and stuff, maybe about 20, 25, 30 minutes outside of St. Louis. If you live in a town where you're right on the border of another state, the best thing that you can do for yourself is get certified in another state also. So if you live 20, 30 minutes from another state or whatever the case may be, get certified in that state. Don't just be certified in your one state, because then you're broadening your horizons and you're able to work in both states. So that's what I tell people a lot of the time. About a year ago, well, let me give you guys a little background about me. I actually have a degree in social services, in which I really hate and stuff. Crazy as it sounds, I really don't like it. I think maybe because I haven't really found my niche as far as like what I really want to do with it. So I told myself, until I found what I want to do with it, then I'm not ever gonna work into it until I really find something that really like pulls at my heartstrings of like, oh my God, I have to work into that. Until then, I'm just gonna keep with what I know, what I'm comfortable with, what I like, and what financially works for me. So about a year, so I have a degree in social services, and then I'm trying to think. So then I ended up, I'm trying to think what ended up happening after that. I was working at a place and I was very unhappy, which I'm not going to get into the story, because if you get on my YouTube channel, which is called Single Mommin', I'll put a link to my YouTube channel. You can watch my video. It's about 45 minutes long on why I chose to quit my job. It's actually been a year ago in November and stuff though. So, but long story short, I was unhappy with my job, and I know y'all probably like, oh Lord, she's unhappy with a lot of her jobs. No, there was reasons behind why I was unhappy. When I quit the nursing home job, it was because I truly was not happy. But then when I actually quit my job that I have my degree in, it was because I was kind of put in a position where I didn't really have no choice to quit, So I was actually given an ultimatum. I was told either to quit. I was either told to quit or come back full time and stuff. But like I said, you have to watch that video to really understand that and stuff though. But okay, so what ended up happening was I was really unhappy at my job I had my degree in, and I was like, God, I really want to quit. I just don't know what to do, and this and that. And I just kept thinking about it. Like I was praying about it and everything. And I was like, I don't know what I want to do. Like I was scared. Like I was truly scared. As CNAs, we don't make a whole lot of money. So, and I had never done agency like full time before. I had did it like for fun, extra money. I did it to supplement my other job, but I had never did it full time and stuff. So I told myself what I was going to do was, I had made a plan, and that's one of the biggest things about, you have to make a plan. What I did was I told myself I'm going to take my Missouri state exam, and once I get, on the registry, I'm going to quit my job. So I had ended up taking my Missouri exam in about March or April of 2018, and it took forever to get on the registry. And I didn't get on the registry until about August of 2018. But even then, after I got on the registry, I was like, I'm still scared to quit my job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was a Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 job. You know what I'm saying? It really didn't pay anything, but it was stability, where for agency, you have to create stability. And that's what I'm explaining to you guys now. And so what ended up happening was, I ended up getting certified in both states. So once I did that, I was able to create the stability because I was able to work in both states. So my chances, like I said, I work for 4 agencies. I'm also certified in both states throughout both. So my chance of being out without work is slim to none. I have never in my November 2018. This is January 2000, or I'm sorry, yeah, 2020. I was about to say 1920 for some reason. 2020. I have not been without work unless I wanted to be without work. There has been times where I've taken off, I've worked overtime, but there's never been one time where it's been like there is no work or whatever because I'm certified in both states and I work for multiple agencies. So, so that's the main thing that I'm trying to tell you guys. If you guys decide to go agency full time, make sure that like you're doing what you need to do. Multiple agencies and being certified in not just one state but another state. I know that's not easy for everybody because like I said, I'm only like 20-30 minutes from another state. So if you can do that, use that to your advantage. You will never be without work, I'm telling you. If that's not possible for you, if the next state is an hour or whatever away, hour and a half away and stuff, then I guess it wouldn't be to your advantage. But the best thing I can tell you is get with multiple agencies, because just because, like I said, family health care and staff, not family health care and staff, but family nursing and rehab, they may not have a contract with one of your other agencies. So then your options are always open because these agencies are in competition. So you may work for Gator Staffing, and then Coconut Staffing may have a contract with family nursing and rehab. They may have it. So let's say they don't have any hours at family nursing and rehab. Well, you're not going to get any hours between both agencies. So it's best to get with multiple agencies, and that way that, okay, well, this agency may not have a contract with this facility, but this agency that I work for does have a contract with this facility. So your options are always, what's the word? Endless, I guess that's the word. I don't know, but they're always open, whatever and stuff. So yeah. So I'm trying to think. I also got with, don't also think that your agencies, they have to be local. One of the agencies that I work for is about 25 minutes away in another town. They have a corporate office in Kansas, but they have like a branch here in my local area and stuff. And I've only been there one time. Like I said, I've been with this company for about 3.5 years, and I've only seen them one time. I never have to go in the office. Everything is done over the phone. That's another thing. If you don't have a smartphone, iPhone, Android, tablet, get one. It's not going to work with your flip phone. It may work, but I'm telling you, you're going to go through heck trying to navigate through your flip phone. I don't know anybody that has a flip phone, but I'm just saying, you got some older people in here who may want to do this because it's good for people that's retired and whatnot and stuff. And I'll talk about that too, because a lot of people seem to think that just because like I only have one kid, which I've heard that before. I'm in a group on Facebook. It's called Mom of a Great One. It's a group for women and men too who only have one kid and stuff, and how much like backlash we receive because people call us not real parents and stuff because we only have one kid, which is stupid. But anyway and stuff though. But you can travel if you do have multiple kids and stuff. You just have to be able to work that out the best way you can. I know for me, because I do have a child and stuff, and she lives with me throughout the week, and then she goes with her dad on the weekends. If there's any holidays coming up, like for an example, Martin Luther King Day is Monday, I guess it is, the 20th. And so she'll be gone. I'm trying to think. She'll be gone Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And because Martin Luther King Day is Monday, I'm sure her dad will just go ahead and keep her Monday. Then she'll come back home Tuesday. So I'm not able to travel throughout the week unless it is a holiday and stuff though. So I have to stay local. But if you are able to travel, throughout the week, more power to you. Please let me know how that goes. I would love to do it. That's why I had kind of told my daughter's dad, I'm like, she's going with you this summer because I'm going somewhere. I am going to travel somewhere and stuff, And then know too that when you do travel far, it's more money. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's money around here, but it's more money when you're able to travel, far and whatnot. But I'm only really able to travel on the weekend. So I try not to travel no more than an hour and a half away, 2 hours. I'm not really big on this stuff though. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I want to talk about that, but I kind of get anxiety when I get to travel a little bit too far and stuff, especially by myself. So an hour and a half is about my max and stuff that I will do. I don't know why. I get to thinking about. Maybe I watched that. You know that show? What's it called? I don't know if I can say that. The Unsolved XYZ show. I be watching that show a lot sometimes and stuff. And I be thinking, I be like, that's gonna be me, but yeah, about an hour and a half is about my max and stuff that I will travel. I'm trying to think. Y'all asked me a few questions. I'm trying to think. It was mainly about how did I get into it. The difference between per diem and contract. Like I said, I've never done contract work because when you do contract work, like I said, if I want to work contract, I'll go get a job at a facility. A lot of times when you do contract, you work 4, 8, 13, and 18-week contracts, which means you pretty much are signing your life over to that facility. You are now one of their staff. And me, I don't want to be relied on like that. I'm not saying I'm not going to come to work, but if I need to cancel, I don't want it to kind of go against me as if I'm regular staff to the point where I get DNR. Do I call off a lot? No, but you never know what can happen. You never know what can happen. Your car may break down. I'm trying to think, you may have a family member that gets sick, but here you are on this contract and this and that. And a lot of contracts come with certain things. You have contracts out there that can give you rental cars, which I don't suggest. You have contracts out there that can give you housing, you know what I'm saying? Which that's not too bad. Like one of the companies that I work for, the facility, there was a hotel close by the facility and they had needed staff so bad they were paying for us to come in per diem and contract people to stay at this hotel. I never took advantage of it and stuff because I was only able to travel on the weekend, so it really did not benefit me. And the amount of money that they were paying hourly, I could have made it like 20 minutes from my home versus going 2 hours away. I had a friend, she used to do it. She used to take her boyfriend and all of her kids. They used to stay at the hotel and she would go and double up. But for me, it just was not worth it. And I think for her, it was more of a getaway kind of thing too. So, and I'm one of the type of people, when I get off of work, I want to go home. I don't know about y'all, but I want to go home. Like it kills me sometimes when I'm out of town and stuff for work. And so, I'll be like, man, I should just drive home. It is so, I remember one time, I was working out of town. It was like I was working about an hour and a half away, and I wanted to come home so bad. I wanted to come home like so bad to the point where like I drove an hour and a half there and an hour and a half back. And I was working the weekend and I drove an hour and a half there and an hour and a half back just because I wanted to be at home. You know what I'm saying? So you have to think about all of those like different factors and stuff. I know I had some people ask me about sleeping in my car, like what was the deal with that? I'm trying to think. I have a video on that. I think I actually do. Do I? I think I do. I think I have a video with that because a lot of people seem to think that I'm in my back seat in fetal position, with my head up on the armrest, sleeping crooked neck. No, not at all. I'll explain that, and I'll also post a picture of the video, not the video, of the picture of me, of my, bed and stuff, my car bed or whatever you want to call it and stuff, though. I'm trying to think, was there any more questions that I was asked? About the whole luggage thing. If you guys can kind of see it just a little bit. Can you guys, let me see. Because I'm not going to go grab it. There's the luggage back there and stuff. So what it is that I'm going to explain about packing to go out of town as far as working. So and I explained this in another video, when you go out of town to do these shifts, okay, let's say you're going somewhere to stay. You have to remember that you're there to help. You're not there to take. You know what I mean? So yes, we're going to nursing homes, and nursing homes have everything that you're probably going to need. Everything that you would have at home. They got soap, they got shaving cream, they got razors, they got lotion, they got shampoo, they got everything that you would need. But at the end of the day, know that when it comes to agency, we make pretty good money anyway. And the way that I try to look at it without throwing numbers out there, when you work agency, let's just say this, as a CNA, you make what an LPN would make. An LPN makes what an RN would make. An RN they make whatever next level they can make. You know what I'm saying? So just know that your wages are pretty good. And I'm not saying that people don't have bills and other things to do to the point where they may need to borrow some soap from the nursing home, but just, whatever. Just try your hardest to bring your own supplies. So whenever I go out of town, I always hit up the dollar store. That's going to be like your best friend. The dollar store is going to be your best friend because you can go there and get like bottles of soap for $1 and just use it for traveling. I mean, one thing that I had to learn is like, I really like Bath and Body Works or Victoria's Secret. And those bottles of soap, if you don't catch them when they got the sales going on, those bottles of soap alone can go from $12.50 to $16.50. And here you are going and say you're taking your bottle of I don't know, I'm trying to throw a brand out there of Cashmere Glow. You're taking your bottle of Cashmere Glow body wash and lotion that you pay $16.50 for each bottle. You're taking it inside of a nursing home, and that, we have residents, we're all CNAs, we have residents that poop while you're giving them a shower. You have residents who have these infectious wounds and stuff. And here you are, you're taking your home supplies into a nursing home and stuff. No, I'm not going to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the dollar store. I'm going to get me a bottle of soap that I can just keep just for traveling. Or if you guys are like me, I'm big on Amazon. You can get on Amazon, and if, let's say that you like your Cashmere Glow and you just got to take your Cashmere Glow, you don't want to use the cheap stuff at the dollar store, get on Amazon. I'm sure they're inside of Walmart, Walgreens, and they have like travel stuff. They have those TSA approved like bottles. Get you some bottles and squirt your Cashmere Glow, your Twilight Woods. I'm just naming some Bath and Body Works brands and stuff. Spray that inside of the bottle and take it with you, but do not take the original bottle with you because that's cross-contamination. I don't have any little babies or whatever and stuff though, but if I had a little baby, even my 12-year-old and stuff, I don't want to drop my bottle of soap that I paid good money for, my hard-earned money for, on the floor that the housekeeping people may have just took a towel with their foot and just wiped it up, but did not thoroughly bleach it down, did not thoroughly mop it. You know what I'm saying? We all know what goes down in these nursing homes and stuff. Sometimes people don't even mop the floor, so they get that towel wet. You know what I'm saying? Oh, she peed on the floor. You know what I'm saying? And stuff. And they, wipe it up. They use their foot and just dry it up real quick. You know what I'm saying? So here you are taking your expensive bottle that you didn't accidentally drop, that fell, or whatever the case may be and stuff, and you're taking it inside of a nursing home or whatever and stuff. So that's cross-contamination. You're bringing germs home to your families and this and that. Another thing is, whenever I go out of town for work and stuff, I shower at the facility. I heard of so many people like, how come you don't get a Planet Fitness membership so you can shower at Planet Fitness, or go to your local truck stop? It's only $10 or $5. Go to your local, what's the other one I heard? RV park and stuff. It's only, you can shower there. First of all, I'm not doing all of that. It's unnecessary. I'm at this facility who has a shower and I'm going to use it. So, but you have to be smart about it. I don't use their towels, you know what I'm saying? Also, when it comes to the shower head, because there's been times, everybody knows that, where people will take that shower head and rinse that resident's whole butt off with it, you know what I'm saying? Even if that means putting that shower head on their actual butt. You know what I'm saying? I take my whole, you can get those Sani wipes from the nursing station, wipe that shower head off also. Another thing that I also use too, which I didn't even realize I had, my foot fell asleep, was these right here. You can go to the dollar store and get these right here. My foot fell asleep. Oh, this hurts. You can go to the dollar store, and get these right here. These right here are nothing but some little flip-flops. So whenever you're taking your shower and stuff, you can wear these flip-flops inside of the shower. You can get you some swim shoes. Every year, Old Navy, if you want, they have their, $1 sandal sale and stuff. Go stock up on them and stuff. That way your bare foot is not on this shower floor. You know what I mean? So it's just about being smart. Bring your own towels. It's about bringing your own supplies. Yes, like I said, yes, they have shampoo. Yes, they have lotion, but it's not yours. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're there working and you're there helping, they don't owe you anything. So just bring your own supplies also too. I'm trying to think what else. I think that was mainly about it and stuff. After I post this video, if I see some questions inside of the comments, I'll just answer them. I'll type and answer them. I'm not going to make a whole new video because it's taking me forever. And I kind of felt bad because I had a lot of you guys ask me about this. And I felt bad because I was like, give me 20 minutes. But that day I didn't feel like doing it. But now I have a little bit of energy to do it. Another thing is, a lot of people were asking me about how do I eat when I go out of town. That I think is the worst thing in the world. It's the worst thing in the world when it comes to being traveling because, especially when you're per diem, because when you are contracts, sometimes they'll give you like a food stipend and stuff. So you're able to like, you have a certain amount of money that they give you for food, but because I'm per diem, I don't get that. I have to spend my own money. So a lot of times I'm hitting up like your local fast food restaurants and stuff. I remember one time here recently, I had went out of town over the summer and I gave myself a $40 allowance. And I don't know how I did it, but I was there for like 3 days. And breakfast, lunch, and dinner and stuff, I had spent that $40. But you don't realize going back and forth to McDonald's, which is the most unhealthiest thing in the world, you know what I'm saying, those $5 meals or Taco Bell got those $5 boxes, how much that can really rack up and stuff, because a lot of people think, okay, I'll just eat at the nursing home. Yeah, there's some nursing homes that allow that, but not all nursing homes do allow that and stuff. So don't take minimum amount of money thinking, okay, I'll just eat at the nursing home, because some nursing homes don't allow that. They'd rather throw the food in the trash. I've worked at nursing homes where instead of giving the staff food, they'll throw the food away and stuff, or charge you $2 or whatever the case may be, when you're like, you're just going to throw it away anyway. But you can't have that mindset, so that they're going to give you something. So, I told myself that the next time that I go out of town and stuff, because I kind of wanted to work on like losing weight and stuff, that I was going to, I think I need to do that tonight. And so I was going to look on Amazon, because a resident of mine, it was the coolest thing in the world. He had this thermal bag, and he was coming where the ice chest was, and he was filling up this bag with ice. And I'm like, what are you doing and stuff? And he was like, I want to keep my sodas clean and this and that. Or I mean, he wanted to keep his sodas cold. So I said, where did you get that bag from and stuff? And he said, he didn't know his daughter had ordered it from him. Well, Amazon is popping right now, so I'm sure she ordered off Amazon, so I'm going to look. Long story short, I want to be able to buy some healthy meals, even though like the Michelina meals and all of that is full of sodium. It is better than eating, say, the $2 triple cheeseburger with the small fry and your sweet tea or whatever the case may be and stuff. It's a lot better. And plus it's a lot cheaper. Those Michelina meals, you can get them at the dollar store for like $1. So I told myself the next time I go out of town, that's what I was going to do, was I was going to order that thermal bag, because it's huge. It's like a duffel bag, kind of, not necessarily a duffel bag, but it's a good size. It's like, if anybody knows with the Louis Vuitton, if you don't, look it up so you can kind of see the size, the Louis Vuitton Never Full bag, it's about that size and stuff. And it's like a thermal, insulated kind of bag and stuff, so you can put ice in it and everything. I was like, oh, I gotta get me one of them bags and stuff, which I still do. And a lot of nursing homes, every nursing home, I never went to one nursing home that does not have a break room, so you can easily fill it up with ice that day, whatever you're gonna do. Put your meals in there. If you guys, that's one of the things I really wanted to start doing, was meal prepping at home whenever I go out of town, and take my food out of town, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think. And just putting that inside of the bag. Putting that inside of the refrigerator, because that's the employee lounge. Put it inside of there, so that way you don't have to run to McDonald's and go get breakfast burritos and sausage biscuits, because you don't realize, because that's the mindset that I had. I was like, okay, I'll just go to McDonald's and give me the $1, sausage biscuit, or the $1.30, whatever it is, burrito. But after you just spent them $1 on top of putting gas in your car, you're like, dang, I done ran through this like $40 little whatever you call it. What do you call it? $40 thing I put myself on. You know what I'm saying? So budget, that's the word I was looking for. I can't even think of the word. Budget that I put myself on. I went through that, So it's just one of the type of things where I'm gonna do that. And when I do that, as far as meal prepping, as far and buying my meals rather than going out to McDonald's, I'll let you guys know and how much money that I did save and all of that other stuff. But that was about it. I'm trying to think. How long have I been talking? 40 minutes almost. We're like 45 seconds from 40 minutes. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I can think of. If you guys want to know anything, like I said, any agencies that I work for, I will let you guys know, but I'm not going to talk about them on here. But if you want to inbox me, I will tell you about them. If you guys want to know more about like contract work, housing, stipends, and this and that, I'm really not the person really to talk to because I really don't know much about them because I've heard a lot of bad things. I remember there's one company out here that's big on the housing stipends and the rental cars. I've heard a lot of bad things about the rental cars because I was told that whenever you work for this company, I don't know if it's true, and that's why I'm not going to say any names, but I was told that like if you get a rental car, they'll give you a rental car. And a lot of people's like, oh, that's cool. I'm gonna give me a rental car and this and that. I'm gonna travel. Well, they're taking whatever you make, they're taking that out of your check. And I'm sorry, I come to make money. So I don't know. I guess I'll talk about that real quick, because I'm actually ready to get off of here. So what I did was when I had chose to go full-time agency, I had to what's the word? You have to I can't think of the word. I always say it. You have to like you have to really work your hustle. You have to really work your hustle. So when I decided to go full-time agency, I had got me a second vehicle because at the time, my main vehicle that I was using, I was still paying for it and this and that. I was, I was still financing it, all that other stuff and I was running the miles up on my car and stuff. Like it's a lot of miles on the car compared to when I had got it because I didn't think about this at this time about doing agency full-time until about a year ago. So I really ran the miles up the other 2.5 years that I was doing agency and stuff. But at the time, I wasn't traveling far distances and stuff, but I ran the miles up on that car. So when I had decided to go full-time agency, not only did I get certified in 2 states, I also had bought a second vehicle. And I didn't care what kind of car it was. I just wanted a second vehicle that way, I wasn't messing up my main car and this and that, and it was also, I wanted to travel out. I told myself also, I wanted a travel car also, just in case, me and my daughter went somewhere, but I also wanted a SUV because I was able to sleep in it. So, and that gives you guys a little bit of a hint on why I said that I'm not in my backseat all cramped up in fetal position with my head all crooked up. It's because I have a 2001 Hyundai Santa Fe and stuff. Like I said, I'm not going too deep into it because it's too much, and a lot of people I think that one picture alone got 126 comments because people was like, how do you do that and stuff. And I don't know, it's really interesting. You would have to go back and look at that though. But I bought an SUV air mattress off of Amazon that fits for SUVs, obviously. I got a comfort back there. I made it actually quite comfortable and everything and stuff, though. It's really not that bad and stuff at all. If I had to give it a 1 out of 10 as far as comfortability, I would have to say about a 7.5, I guess. Yeah, I guess about a 7.5 and stuff. And the only reason I give it a 7.5 is because I think I need to get another piece of a mattress kind of foam thing or whatever to go underneath it. I got one, but I think I need a thicker one, and I think it'll be pretty comfortable. I actually went to sleep in it and stuff. I slept in it for 3 days actually straight. I've slept in it more than that, but when I went out of town, the longest I slept in it was a Friday night, Saturday night, and then Friday night, Saturday night. And then Sunday I left. So I was in it for 2 days. A lot of times I only sleep maybe 1 day in it, something like that. But I could have swore I did 3 days in that car. And so because I knew by then, I was like, man, I'm ready to go. But yeah, but that's about it. I kind of explained to you guys about how I got into it. It was word of mouth. I heard it from a friend. I was stressed out about my other job and I was ready to do something different. I just became a CMT. That's what I was going to explain too. Every time I say I'm about to get off here, I find something else to think about. I just became a CMT, which is a certified med aid, and we pass all the meds and stuff in the nursing homes and everything. And so, Don't ask me yet how that's going. I don't know. I just got out of the class and out of clinicals. I have not worked in it. And one of my biggest things that I'm really stressing out about is I had an interview at this place and I turned the interview down twice. And my friend, she actually went and got a job at the same place. She's actually just started tonight, and she's sending me text messages and stuff since I've been on here. And she was like, "Hey, it's cool and this and that." But the thought of getting a regular job makes me want to vomit. The thought of being on somebody's like staffing pattern makes me want to vomit, because being agency, you have a lot of options as far as like, they don't fault you. If you can't come in, you just cannot come in. Your agency may give you a little grief like, hey, Leah, you called off, we don't want you to get DNR, but at the end of the day, that's your relationship with the facility. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing as far as that. Facilities can't DNR you. So like I said, go in there, be the best worker that you can be, don't get mixed up in the mess with people. Have I ever had run-ins with people? I sure have. But I know how to speak my mind without putting my job in jeopardy. But am I going to let somebody disrespect me and talk to me any kind of way? No, I'm not at all. You know what I mean? But I do know how to do it in a professional manner and stuff. So, that's another thing. Do not get DNR from facilities. I know so many people who work agency and they get DNR and they think it's no big deal. It's no big deal until one day your power bills due and the only facility that got a shift available is the one that you're DNR'd from. So don't get DNR from places because that cuts down on your hustle. Agency is a true hustle. You get with multiple agencies, you get with another state, you do whatever you have to do to God, I can't even think of the word that I always use to work your hustle and stuff though. So that's about it for now. If you guys have any questions, drop them inside the comments, and I'll also post this video on my YouTube. Also, check out my YouTube. It's called Single Mommin' and stuff, and I posted videos on why I quit my job, and that's about it. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Any comments, any questions, drop them in the comments. See ya.